All right, so hopefully you watched video number 1. We're now going to kick it up a notch and we're going to do an example that is an algebra 2 type problem. All right, so remember, just like before, make sure your equation is set equal to 0. And it is, so we're going to say what our A, B, and C is. So our A is going to be 3. Our B is going to be -2. And our C is going to be 5. And so if you don't remember the formula, make sure you write it down so you can use it as reference. It's x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And so we're going to just replace the formula with our correct numbers. So we're first going to start with our b. We're going to put those in the first 2 spots. So we're going to put -2 in those spots. And then the A is going to be next, and it's going to be on the top and on the bottom. So we're going to put 3 and a 3, and our C is the last number we plug in. Alrighty, so now be careful. Here on this, we have a double negative. So it's kind of like saying do the opposite of -2. We know that's a +2. So that's why it's important to have those parentheses so you know you have a double negative. And then we're going to have plus or minus. Make sure inside of that square root you simplify. So we're going to square it. And this is -2 times -2, so it's going to be a +4, just so you know. Anytime you square a number, it is a positive. And then this is going to be -12 times 5. So we know that is -60 all over 6. And now we're going to go ahead and simplify inside of that square root again. So we're going to simplify 4 minus 60. So we're going to have x equals 2 plus or minus the square root of -56 over 6. Okay, hopefully you remember, anytime we have a negative inside of that square root, we need to pluck out our I. So that's what makes it an algebra 2 type problem, because we have a negative inside of that square root. Also, you need to check to see if that 56 can be simplified using the factor tree. So we're going to take that 56 and we're going to break it down. Well, since I know it ends in a 6, I know 2 goes into it. So 2 goes into 5. I call this short division. 2 goes into 5 2 times. There's 1 left over. And 2 goes into 16 8 times. And then we can break down the 28 into 2 and 14. And the 14 can break into 2 and 7. All right, so remember, when you're breaking this down, you want twins. So we have a set of 2. But this does not have a twin and this does not have a twin. So they're going to be still in the square root. So 56 broken down is going to be a 2 on the outside because we had twins. And then we have a 2 and a 7 on the inside. You're going to multiply those together. So it's 2 square roots of 14. So remember, twins come on the outside, loners on the inside. And we must pluck out our I. So this is going to be x equals 2 plus or minus that 2I square roots of 14 all over 6. And we know that 6 can, there's a number that goes into 2, 2, and 6. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 6 3 times. So this is going to be x equals 1 plus or minus I square roots of 14 over 3. Alrighty, so try this next example yourself. Pause the video, try it, and then unpause it when you're done, and we're going to go over it right now. All right, so the first thing hopefully you notice is that it is not equal to 0. So how do we make this equal to 0? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move this to the other side. So we're going to add 3x. Add 3x. And so I'm going to put it in between here. So I'm going to rewrite it. 7x squared plus 3x plus 1 equals 0. Because 3x minus 3x is 0. Now it's in standard form. So we know our a is 7. Our b is 3. And our c is 1. Alrighty, so we're going to put it into this formula. X equals negative parentheses plus or minus all over 2 parentheses. All right, so we need b first. So it's going to be a 3 and a 3. We're going to go ahead and put our a here and here, and our c is 1. All right, so we're going to have x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root. 3 squared is 9. Negative 4 times 7 is negative 28, and times it by 1 is still negative 28, all over 14. Simplify inside of that square root. So we're going to have x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 19 all over 14. Don't forget, anytime you have a negative in a square root, you must pluck out your I. And if you try and do the factor tree on 19, 19 is prime, only 1 and 19 go into it, so you cannot simplify that. So that's just going to be x equals negative 3 plus or minus I, don't forget to pluck out your I, square roots of 19 over 14. And you're going to leave your answer just like that. All right. If you need help, make sure you ask me and I can go over more examples or help you in any way I can. Thanks for watching.